Hey, Poopa Stars. It's your girl, Shay Renee. Good morning. Oh my gosh. Good morning, y'all. Scoot up. Scoot up in here like a bumper car. Okay, period. And hit the like button. Yeah. I'm just gonna need y'all to do that for me. Hi. Hello, everyone. Good morning. Happy Thursday. Okay, yeah. Listen up. Happy Thursday, y'all. Oh my God, just one more day till Friday. Now, why? Child, never mind. Okay, God is good. All right, and I just don't want to start off this episode with no negative news, child. Yeah, truth is, I don't. So shout out to that. I said I just don't. Y'all make sure y'all come on. Y'all make sure y'all come and talk to me, okay? Period, y'all. Scoot up in here, come talk that talk. And yeah, get comfortable. Let's get ready for episode 12. Episode 12 is it's on the way right now. It's live, okay? So shout out to that. Uh, yeah, I told myself I was gonna put my tea up yesterday, and I didn't. Ugh. Y'all, hold on one second. Let me put y'all on a brief hold. Like I said, though, happy Thursday. Today gonna be a good show. Why? Cause I said so, Miss Preston Curl. Hold on. Listen, let me tell you something. When you know God, for real, true story. When you know God, you know that every day is a good day. Period. Like every single day. No matter what storm, okay, that the devil may try to bring, the devil and his minions, child. I said, you say, I say, you say, they say, ha! But God works harder. Yeah, so shout out to that. Trust me, He works harder. So, yeah, period. What we waiting on? What we waiting on? What we sad about? What we mad about? It's okay. It's gonna be okay. I'm telling you what I know. Truth is, like Fantasia said. What mama? What mama? Oh, listen, it's the famous mama. The famous Mama's list is growing, y'all. I just can't even remember them all at once. Who mama? Hold on. Yeah, like Mama Joy said, it ain't no mountain high enough, and it ain't no valley low enough to keep me off your ass, baby. Yeah. Period. I said I'm on that ass. I said sometimes you get on the gas, sometimes you be on that ass. See, truth is, y'all. So shout out to that. What's going on? Happy Thursday, everybody. Happy Thursday. Shout out to everybody who is doing something with their life. And it don't matter. It could it really don't matter, but if you got something going on positive this morning, shout out to that and shout out to you. I'm wishing you well, okay? Yes, Miss Person Girl. Especially because, come on now. Life be on our ass, okay? Sure do. Child, but listen, it ain't nothing wrong with, fighting back. There ain't nothing wrong with fighting back, child. So shout out to that. Shout out to everybody who throwing them today. Throwing them. Yeah, period. Shout out to that. Okay? And shout out to you. Sometimes you gotta do. Ooh, listen. I see why they do it, child. That's a workout. I ain't even got the. Baby, I need to work on my breathing. Period. Let me find out. I said, let me just find out. I need to be over there with Christian. Yeah. Let me find out. I need to be in Baltimore. Speaking of Baltimore, I ain't never been to Baltimore. Maryland. What y'all got out that way? I said, what y'all just got out there? I said, what just what y'all got out there, okay? Child, y'all know I love the locals. So shout out to that. Y'all know I love the locals, love hearing from the locals. Welcome them and all the above. So yes, if y'all from Baltimore, jump in my comments and let me know what y'all be doing out there. Okay? So what's going on? Let me see what y'all got. Y'all got the Ravens. What y'all got? Y'all got Baltimore. Child, I think y'all got the Ravens, don't y'all? Don't get me started. I don't know much about Baltimore, but I know y'all got boxing out there. Yeah. Just period. And shout out to all my pooper stars that's fighting off whatever they gotta fight. I said just whatever you gotta fight. Yeah. Shout out to that. You got this. I'm telling you now. You got this. Like, braid the hair straight, put it back, and whatever it is, just get mad at it. Yeah. So shout out to that. Baby, you have my support. Yeah, I feel a root coming on. Yeah, so shout out to that. You know, I feel a whoop coming on. I feel a root coming on, okay? I'm about to start rooting for somebody. I don't know who I'm talking to, but I'm talking to somebody this morning. And yeah, so shout out to that. Somebody needs a cheer. Yeah. And I got the pom-pom. So shout out to that. Yeah. Y'all, truth is. But anyway, y'all, all jokes aside, all of that, y'all know, I mean well, okay, period. And y'all know they're like, you know, I might joke about it, but I'm serious. You know, truth is, just like I was telling y'all the other day, y'all make sure that when you living, you're being intentional, okay? Without everything. For real. Because I wanted to piggyback off of that conversation, and what I meant to tell y'all when I was talking about that just the other day is being intentional is like closing the door on a lot of stuff, okay? A lot of BS. You know, lots of it. Maybe not the trial, so to speak, but the error and a lot of error and distractions. Just bah. Okay, just slam the door. Period. Truth is. And it's like closing the door on a lot of BS and opening it and welcoming, you know, things that add value to you, value to your life. You know what I'm saying? Like you're planning. Okay? You know, I don't know, your self-care, maybe your self-care routines, mindfulness, you know, all kinds of stuff, you know, all kinds of doors, right, can be open to us when we're being intentional, okay? Like doing things that we intended to do, okay? Period. Now, if you like living your life willy-nilly, shout out to that and shout out to you, okay? But for me, Miss Pressure Girl, that's not gonna be my thing. I said that's just not gonna be my thing. You know what I'm saying? Oh yeah, let's talk about it, baby. Because I intend, okay, on having a great morning. Let's talk about it. And I'll take it a step further. I actually intend on having an even better evening. Yeah, so let's go. Let's get it. But anyway, Poopa Stars, it's your girl, Shay Renee, and I want to welcome y'all back to my channel, back to a new show, back to a new episode of my brand new podcast. Yeah, I'm going to keep saying it's brand new until it don't feel like it anymore. Does that make sense? You know, it's almost like... No, for real, true story. Like, you know, it reminds me of a newborn. You know, most people, they got to Google when to quit calling a newborn. You don't really know how long the baby is new, you know. Not like on black and white. You know what I'm saying? We're not going to know that on black and white, you know. But like, but you know, it still feels new to you. So it's a newborn. You know what I'm saying? So shout out to that. Baby, this is my newborn. Yeah, my little baby. This is my new little baby, okay? Brand new podcast, Politicking Hour. And I will say it's crazy because I see that like some people got podcasts. Yeah, I'm just saying, I don't, you know. Truth is, I don't necessarily know how to make that happen, Poopa Stars. But anyway, y'all scoot up in here like a bumper car. Today's gonna be an amazing. Child, I claim it. So shout out to that. Y'all scoot up in here and make sure y'all get ready to talk that talk with me. I was about to make me some breakfast, but I changed my mind. I think I'm going to have. I'm gonna switch it up. Child, I'm switching it up today. I'm gonna have what I had for dinner last night, which is some salmon. That's what I'm gonna have, some salmon and some of this broccoli, baby, and call it a morning. So I can continue, okay, with y'all. Hey, let me see what y'all talking about in the comments. Hey, shout out to everybody who jumped in the comments today. I know that's right. Hey, y'all. Yeah, I guess child, I do this. So sometimes I will pop my dinner right on in the microwave. Y'all, hold on. I used to be a breakfast girly. I don't necessarily consider myself a breakfast girly anymore. Um, mm-mm. No, truth is, like I used to cook, like big breakfasts. Now, I don't, you know, I just don't desire that type of thing for myself no more. Like now, I just like quick, quick stuff. Like your overnight oats. What else? Your oats. Even though I don't like oatmeal that much. No, truth is, I don't like oatmeal that much, child. But anyway, I like fast stuff, though, if that makes sense. Child, I'm a mother, okay? I am a mother first and foremost. And with that being said, like, I just, being that I'm a mom, it trained me to do things quickly, That's so good. But cold. But anyway, Google Stars, it's your girl, Shay Renee, and I want to welcome everybody back to a brand new episode. Episode 12 starts now. And this episode is called Doctor It Up, child. I want to name it that. For lots of different reasons, but the truth is, that's what these folks is running around here doing. Hey, y'all. I said they just running around here doctoring some shit up. Y'all hold on real quick. Child, I love spending time with y'all. As y'all can see, I do. I really do. Like, I just, I enjoy with y'all. Truth is. But I will say this. I will say this though. When I'm with y'all, it's like I'm running around a lot. Does that make sense? Like a whole lot of doing, if that makes sense. Like I don't never really just get a chance to just take a break and, you know, like I don't lay on my back in my bed or on the couch or in a sauna, you know, talking to y'all. I be ripping and running around this studio, aka my spot. Feeling like I gotta do life and my podcast. But you know what? That's probably what makes it so special, you know, for me and to me. The fact that I can do it and you know, it's still not interfere with my life, you know, my real life. My home life, should I say. Child, because it took me a while, Pooper Stars, but I am here. Finally. Thank the Lord. I remember that old school song. She said, finally, it has happened to me. I know that's right. You know, thank you, God. I just feel like I'm finally starting to find my footing a little bit, you know, like with my schedule. Thank you, Jesus, for that. Mm-hmm. Thank the Lord. So shout out to that. How about y'all? Y'all got y'all stuff balanced like a tire? Or y'all still struggling? You know, this is a true story right here. And I'm testing it out. So shout out to that. Yeah, I said shout out to Miss Preston Girl. Because y'all know I love to talk what I know. Like I saw where I was scrolling on Instagram and it was this man saying basically how you can um learn discipline within a week. For people who lack it, and I've been practicing. And no, I don't 100% have it down. But I'm the hell better than I was, you know, before I tried. And that's what I was trying to say about um never mind. I'm tripping. I'm jumping the gun. But like no, back to what I was saying. I'm way better than I was. Shoot. So this was his advice. His advice was if you want to be more disciplined, start with like things that you need to do or things that you want to do, but smart, start small and then add on. So he used a 10-minute walk as an example. And he was just saying how basically you just tell yourself that you're going to do a 10-minute walk every single day. And then once you get that down, then you go on to something else. So basically, you just keep adding more goals to, your list. And the way he explained it is, making it, hold on, y'all, because I'm trying to remember. It was a lot. But what I learned from it is, so I have implemented it into my own life. Just, just FYI. And so he was basically saying, create a routine so it doesn't feel like work. It's like mentally psyching yourself out to like just do it. But it won't feel like, oh my God, I gotta go for a walk. It's just more like if you add it into your routine, it's just more so like eating. You know what I'm saying? It's just something that you're just used to doing, and you do it with no problem. And my thing is, I've been doing the walk. Yeah, because that was a good example for me. I needed that. I've been doing the walk, but I haven't got the routine part down, So I realized sometimes I'm doing it, in the morning. Sometimes I'm doing it in the evening. Sometimes I might forget to do it, and double up the next day. But basically what I learned from it is that we can teach ourselves to be more disciplined, And we just start with one task. Because like I said, I do feel like I'll get better, Eventually it will. I'll form some type of routine. But right now I'm just trying to get used to doing it every day, And once I get done with that, I'll move on. I'll add more to that list. But yeah, shout out to him. I definitely should have got his channel. Not his channel, because he was on YouTube. I should have got his page. Not YouTube. I seen him on Instagram. I should have got his page information so I could start shouting out some of these folks. But yeah. So I'm gonna share that with my audience. Like, yeah, that's helpful, And y'all know I love helping people, period. So anything I find helpful, that works for me in my life, I'm gonna share it. Truth is, it just is what it is. So yeah, it's your girl Shay Renee, and if you just now getting here, welcome. I was just talking about ways to uh get more serious about being disciplined. Because the truth is, a lot of the things that we want, and a lot of the things that we work for, and a lot of the goals that we set are just right on the other side of being disciplined. Of course, it takes other stuff too, but I think at some point you're gonna either need discipline to um have it or either keep it. One of the two. Child, but I'm done with that. So y'all ain't gotta worry about me smacking no more. Hey, yeah, shout out to that. Hold on, let me put y'all on a brief hold real quick. Yes, it's your girl Shay Renee, and this is your friendly reminder to stay focused. Mm-hmm. Stay focused, stay driven, keep going, you know? Um, Listen, like a lot of people say, nobody said it will be easy. Uh-uh. But you got this, you know? You do. You got this. So shout out to that. Yes, happy Thursday, everyone. January 2, deuce, deuce. I said, what? Time on my hand. Yeah, that's what we thought we had. Yeah, see what we did was we talked. Yeah, but truth is, this stuff is, child, this stuff is coming around the mountain. Capricorns, shout out to y'all, okay? But yeah, like, uh, I told y'all the season don't last long. It just really don't last long. But it's crazy too because, hold on, y'all. Let me put y'all on a brief hold. All right, my bad. I'm back. Y'all got me. So shout out to that. But y'all know what? Like, no, seriously, as a Christmas baby, um, or somebody that was born on Christmas, um, I never felt the need to like uh do this big grand, you know, um celebration, around my birthday. you know, I never felt the need to, like, some people do countdowns. Some people celebrate before. Some people celebrate after. Some people say it's their month. The entire month. Like I never felt the need to do that type of stuff. But I mean, right? Surprisingly, unbeknownst to me, this year it was weird for me because like I want to celebrate the season. So shout out to that. Like I wanted to celebrate the whole damn season. For some reason, um, it dawned on me that like it's the whole season. So shout out to that. You know what I'm saying? It's not like just you ain't gotta just do it for your one little birthday, that one little day. We got an entire season to celebrate. So shout out to that. And I don't know what made me do that this year. Honestly, I don't. If I had to guess though, maybe it's all that horoscope talk. Mm. That I do. So shout out to that. But anyway, Booper Stars, it's your girl Shay Renee. Y'all make sure y'all scoot up, okay? And come talk that talk with me. We still getting up into a brand new year. How is that? Like, how has that been for everybody so far? Like, what is like I keep putting down on like I'm so like I want to know like what is everybody's new year feeling like so far? Like how is everybody feeling? Is jump in my comments. Let me know how y'all feeling. Like, are y'all feeling good about the new year? Is everybody excited about the new year? I'm excited. I'm excited. I've been so excited. You would have thought I had some what's the word I'm looking for, child? Like resolutions and stuff. But I didn't. Mm-hmm. I sure didn't put sauce. I just what more can I say? Mm, mm, Y'all know I be chilling. I didn't do no resolutions. I sure didn't. But I did do a little planning. Not that much. Not that much. If I'm being real, being honest. Period. So shout out to that. I didn't do that much planning, but I did do some. You know. So I'm sure that's where some of my excitement comes from. Um, and there is other contributing factors that we can get into a little later as the time as we get closer to the time. Hold on. Um, child, so what's going on these internet streets? Hold on, let me place everybody on a brief hold. I'll be right back. Yep. Yep. Hit the like button. I'm still here. So shout out to that. Um, but yeah, child, looking forward to a lot. Okay. You know. But sometimes, you know, um, it ain't gonna look pretty. Okay, it is what it is. So you got to know that. I said you one thing you got to know is it ain't gonna always look pretty. Mhm. Um, child, I think I suffer from the wanting everything to look pretty. Mindset. Truth is, just like ugh. Hmm. I don't really know how to feel about, ugly shit. Yeah. Child, truth is, I just don't. Period. So maybe that's why I'm so intentional in the first place. Period. I know what I want, and I be setting my sights on it. So shout out to that. But anyway, y'all. So, child, listen. Let's go ahead and get into some of the things, okay, going on in these internet streets today. Now, listen here. So, child, word on the curb is T.I. has cut off his locks. I was about to call them dreads. But this is my thing. Somebody jump in my comments and tell me why they don't like to call them dreads. Because some people say that you shouldn't say dreads. You're supposed to call them locks. So I do, normally I just say locks because a lot of people think, they act like, right, that that's the proper way to say it. But I just want to know what's the story behind that, okay? Period. Somebody want to jump in my comments and let me know why you supposed to be calling them locks instead of dreads. But anyway, see, I cut his locks, baby. He sure did. Like, he pulled up and said, "Give me the money, oh, that song I know." Yes, special. He said, "Yes, give me that old school, hungry, big head, little body Chiafe." Yeah, truth is. Mm. I said, "Ooh, Eek, what then brought this about?" Because first of all, T.I. act like he in his rap bag. which is kind of confusing because I thought he told us like he was done with rap. Like, y'all know I'm here, there, everywhere to get the tea, and it's so much. It is. It is. Shots, it's so much data in this head. This old here head of mine. Yeah, the truth is, but I can recall T.I. saying something about like he's done performing. Well, maybe he said, well, maybe he was saying performing. It was something about the concerts and dancing around on stage. It was something, y'all. Something, period. Like he said, my memory, you know, memory is getting in there a little bit. Yeah, I say it's just getting in there a little bit because yeah. T.I. was saying something about him rapping, like no more or something. But child, I don't know. I just don't know. That's another story for another day. Yeah, so shout out to that. I'm just gonna shoot that on to another day. Yeah, the story got skates. Shout out to that. Child, I'm still here. Y'all know I just like to leave y'all hanging. From job to job. Period. I like that. In my mind, I think people be like, what happened? What happened? Is she gone? Is she not here no more? Miss Preston Curl? You there? Yeah, shout out to that. I'm still here. Hold on, y'all. Y'all make sure y'all scoot up. Hit the like button. Hold on. Ja, yeah. True story. Word of the card. T.I. cut his hair. He cut his hair. He cut his hair. He cut his hair. But this is my thing. It's like, man, these people, like, are y'all for real? Like, I'm just wondering, do y'all even pay attention to, like, it's just, man, it remind me of when Kendrick Lamar said, hey, Drake, they're not slow. You know, like, y'all just... First of all, let's go and take a trip down memory lane real quick. Let me get the bus out. Yeah, shout out to that. Let me get the bus out. Okay, so how is so I know we all should basically remember T.I. going viral, okay, because it was just recent. Child, just recent, like a bank statement. Just came in. Child, we all witness, okay? T.I. and something going on in the back of his head. He had something going on in the back of his head, right? And the people was like, somebody come look at this. And so T.I. gonna hop his head. That's how we should have knew something was going on right there. You know, I mean, right there. You know, like I should have said in the middle of before T.I. even, like right when he got his about third big word out, I should have said, T.I., let me stop you right there. Damn, you're lying. Ha! You ain't got the lie, Craig. You ain't got the lie. In fact, don't lie to me. I hate it. Yeah, no, I just don't. You know, that just ain't my thing. You know, I don't like it. I don't like to be lied to, and I take it a step further. Like, to me, omitting information is even worse than lying. Oh Lord, you really got me messed up. And, so Tiago, he gets online and tells us, right, that like nothing was going on in his head. He said nothing was going on with his head. But Tip, Tip, the DJ stopped to give you a hat because something was going on with your fucking head. Yeah. So I just don't like how he just, you know, if that makes sense. Like, I don't know, T.I. Like, now, you know, like, in other words, now everything you say, I'm going to really take you through there. For real. Yeah. Truth is. You know, because he could have just kept it real. He could have said nothing like we used to T.I. doing anyway. You know, like I said, let me stop you right there. Once you come on the internet to confront some shit, yeah, it was probably true. You know, because that's not T.I.'s speed. That's not his style. That's not what he do. And so now you didn't cut your hair off and you, right after you told us wasn't nothing going on with your fucking head. Yeah, okay. Yeah, okay, child. Y'all can believe that if y'all want to, but I think T.I. is going through what a lot of people go through, okay? They lose their fucking hair. It just is what it is. Like, come on, T.I. Come on. Grow up. You know what I'm saying? It is what it is. I'm going to need him to grow up just a little bit. Yeah, I said just a little bit. You know, it takes some time. I understand. But like, no, like I'm gonna hold your hand when I say this. We know. Okay. We know. Period. And it's still all good. You know, it's still all good. You know. We still rock with you, you know. The music is great. Like, what are we lying for? It's weird. I don't like that type of stuff. Now, I will say this, though. I don't believe in telling everybody everything. That's why I said, you know, he didn't have to address it at all, okay? But he came out and addressed us, period. Yeah, like a postal worker. Why? When he could have just left it alone and cut the dreads off like he ended up doing, you know? It is what it is. I honestly, in my hearts of our hearts, I feel like T.I. kind of knew the jig was up. And child, because I can honestly say when the dread thing came about, I did do a little research and I was like, well, T.I. wears a lot of hats. You know? And I didn't necessarily form an opinion with that. I was just like, noted. You know what I'm saying? I wrote that shit down and stuck it in my bra. You know, went about my day. Yeah, truth is. But now that he didn't cut the locks off, I'm like, oh yeah, it all makes sense. Yeah, yeah, there's something going on with Mr. Preston Curl Head, period. And I don't know. I mean, obviously, seemingly, he hates it. You know what I'm saying? He don't necessarily like it because he cut his hair off, but he slapped the hat right back on it. You know what I'm saying? And the hat, it's gonna be the hat for me. The hat tells me everything I need to know. Yeah. So anyway, shout out to that. And shout out to that. Shout out to the news that T.I. cut his hair, and shout out to our opinion on it, it just is what it is. Child, listen, T.I., the opinion is, y'all know, hey, first of all, this is your girl Shay Renee, okay, from my comment section. My comment section is my blog, okay, where news and opinion link. Child, you knew we was gonna link that. Yeah, like he just had to know we was gonna link that, okay? Period. He had to know we was gonna link the news from the locks to now, okay? It just is what it is. He had to have known that. And so shout out to that. And knowing T.I. though, I feel like he would be proud. Does that make sense? You know what I'm saying? Yeah, nah, for real. I know T.I. wouldn't necessarily want us sitting in the back. Yeah, it just is what it is. So, anyway, though, shout out to him, though. Who is probably up on this beautiful Thursday doing what he needs to do. So shout out to that. And anyway, Booba Stars, and speaking of a beautiful Thursday, shout out to y'all too. If you listening, shout out to you. And shout out to that. Happy Thursday. It's January the 22nd. Child, what you gonna do with that? I know a lot of us is preparing for whatever type of weather they say we about to get, child. Truth is, y'all make sure y'all stay warm. That's what I've been telling any and everybody that I encounter that works outside, works outdoors. Just making sure they staying warm. And if you do have a job where you be outside and you work outdoors, shout out to that and shout out to you. I pray that you are nice and warm, okay, right now. I'm telling you right now, if I worked outdoors, I would have to have extra stuff. Does that make sense? Like extra stuff, Like about 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 pair of tights and whatever, yeah, uniform that fits over all of that or whatever. I'd rather be passed out, right? And they tell me, Shay Renee, you good? What happened? You didn't fell out. Yeah. I'd rather be passed out from the heat, okay, of my own clothing than to, be cold. I tell y'all all the time, I can't stand to be cold. Oh, I can't stand to be cold. Now I can't stand to be hot either. But if I had to pick one, damn it, let it burn. Okay, period, like Usher said. Yeah. So shout out to that. Now, and one more shout out. I also want to give a shout out to anybody that is a stay at home person. Staying at home. Shout out to you, and shout out to that. It's not easy, you know, but you can do it. Yeah, so shout out to that. I'm telling y'all, like, listen, the stay at home people, they really don't get um I might have to circle back. Cause credit is okay, but it's not necessarily the word I'm looking for, but they don't really get much, you know, if that makes sense. Um, I mean, there are rewards, just like most jobs, Um, but they're not every day, if that makes sense. Just like most jobs. And so, like I said, but shout out to them, because they make such a difference, you know, um, in others' lives, honestly. And they play such a huge role for the most part. And making sure that other people's lives can just function and operate, what I'm saying, on a daily basis. So, shout out to them. Like, stay at home people, they don't get enough. Yeah. And I said, I'm going to highlight, yeah, y'all today. You know what I'm saying? Us today. You know? Truth is, because like I said, it's not always easy. And the most annoying thing, okay, about working at home, in the home, because now you got all of this work from home type of stuff going on too. So, you gotta word it a certain kind of way. But another thing that's really a challenge, right? From being, at home is that people love to tell you what they think you have going on, or how busy of your day you have, and like, child, they know nothing. Okay? Yeah. So shout out to that. Like, continue to like leave them where they at. Okay. It just is what it is. Like, honestly, you have nothing to prove to anyone. Okay. Um, and like I said, shout out to you. Okay, and all of your contributions, all right? They do not go unnoticed, okay? Period. At least over here. Yeah, so shout out to that. And then let me give a shout out to everybody, okay? As a collective, because I don't want to leave nobody out. Truth is, shout out to everybody that is doing something, something, with their day. Truth is, no matter if you're working, shout out to that and shout out to you. No matter where your work is, inside, out, you know. Um, if you're at school, shout out to you. I consider that work too. If you got school today, gotta hit them books. Get that education. Shout out to that and shout out to you. It's not always easy. But you can do it. I don't know who I'm talking to, but you can do it. So shout out to that. And shout out to you. I'm gonna put y'all on a brief hold, but before I do, I just want to remind y'all, okay, that Philippians 4 and 13, yeah, y'all see that? Shout out to that. Shout out to me. Yeah, I already what it say? What does Philippians 4 and 13 say, Poople Stars? Chat. Let me hear it. Let me hear it. Run it. Run it. Like Chris Brown said. Oh yeah, Miss Preston Curl, because I remember when we was kids. You know what I'm saying? Parents, they had a way of, you know what I'm saying? Like anything you said, they would backdoor you with like making their point. You know what I'm saying? Piggybacking off of your ish, but making a point. Like, you know what I'm saying? Child, I don't know, like wash the dishes, clean the kitchen. You know what I'm saying? Your mom be like, clean the kitchen. You be like, man, I'm sitting here jamming. Well, jam your ass on them dishes. You know what I'm saying? Like they had a way of, you know, so truth is, shoot, run it. Run it. Shoot, if you can remember them song lyrics, guess what? We can remember these song lyrics. We gonna remember that word. So shout out to that. And I just told y'all that yesterday because I just discovered myself. And so shout out to that. I sure did. I pulled up. I sure did. I pulled up on the word. God said, I said, God said, I said, And so shout out to that. Philippians 4 and 13 says what? It says, I can do all things through Christ who strengthens me. Period. Let's go. What that make you feel like? Child, don't that make you feel strong? And like a conqueror? I mean, as soon as I got that Bible verse out, my stomach tightened up. Child, I felt like I had abs. I ain't never had an ab. So shout out to that. Listen. Oh. Huge special shout out to everybody that's listening right now, okay? And huge, even more of a bigger shout out, okay? To like I said, everybody that's getting that work done, okay? Putting it in. It is what it is. Now, if you at home sitting on your ass, shout out to that. And hey, shout out to you. I know that's right. If you on the beach somewhere lying down in the sun, hey, I know that's right. And shout out to you too, you know. Happy Thursday. You know, it's January 2026. This is episode 12, okay? And yeah, my brand new baby, my baby. Like Megan Thee Stallion said, my baby. Yeah, shout out to that. It's my brand new baby. And I'm just here cooking up. Yeah, so shout out to that, baby. I got the chalk. And like, yeah. I said I'm ready to go to work. Period. And shout out to my Poople Stars. Huge special shout out to my Poople Stars. No matter where you are, no matter how far, if you're listening, if you ain't, If you do, if you don't. Like, shout out to y'all. Like, it's not like, yeah. I love you all. You hear me? It's your girl Shay Renee, and I'm gonna put y'all on a brief pause. I'll be right back. Y'all hold on. Child, and so, uh, Deandra Sanders let it be known that she used to mess with Boosie. Uh, just recently. And I said, okay. Oh, Miss Pressica, like, she like Glorilla. She like her dudes mixed. A little bit of rich, a little bit of ugly. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. So shout out to Deandra. And that little old dun dun dun. You know how you forget something? You know, like you forgot, so it's new to you all over again. After I had thought about that story, yeah, I remember them. Child. I remember her and Boosie. It wasn't, because you know why I think people didn't know? Because I think, like, I don't know, I think they started talking when he was in jail. For real, but don't quote me. Child, please don't quote me because I don't. I know. So shout out to that. But anyway, Mm. So tell me why last night, if y'all didn't catch my show last night, y'all make sure y'all go back and check that out, okay? It was the one where I was talking about Jada Waiter. And the lady coming for Jada Waiter. Oh my. Ooh, my, like Johnny Gill said. Child, that lady had me clutching pearls that I don't even own. I said, OMG. Like, well, damn. And being that she typed it out, I was like, well, shit, that was a read. Oh. Truth is, mm, mm. You know how when you like somebody, though, oh my God. Oh my God. So it was like, oh Lord, one eye open. I'm reading it with one eye open because I'm like, I just can't believe what I'm seeing. I just don't believe what I'm seeing. Listen, last night, that lady said, she said, you motherfuckers ain't ready for this, period, in my Kevin Samuels voice, child. That was a lot. And yeah, we discussed Jada White allegedly messing with Travis Scott. And I said, gone, Jada. Yeah. And that's how you supposed to do it. Truth is, I tell y'all that all the time. If you gonna do it, do it. Do it. Do it now. Do it good. Like Kaya said, period. Now, for real, if you gonna do it, you know, um, you know, keep your business to yourself. Period. Keep your business all to yourself, Miss and Mister Pressing Girl. Okay, it just is what it is. That's what I tell, uh, the younger folks. You know, the Generation Morant folks. I tell them all the time. You know what I'm saying? Your business ain't everybody business. Yeah, truth is. So, shout out to that. But let me tell y'all something. Y'all know when I say gone, girl. Gone, boy. Y'all, oh. First of all, that's gonna be my card. That's gonna be my money move every time. I'm telling y'all now. I'm about to heat that up. Yes, ma'am. I'm about to heat that up, Pooper Star. So if you haven't already, the next time you scrolling and rolling over there on Instagram, give your girl a follow. Make sure you hit the follow button. Yeah, period. Cause I be blogging, okay? And my Instagram handle is my comment section. That's my blog. So that's what it's called over there. Okay. Shout out to that. Shout out to Miss Presser Curl. Now, oh yeah. Mm, mm. Truth is, when I'm over there now, I'm gonna start getting that popping a little more because I like that. Yeah, I do. I like that. That's my way of saying don't nobody give up. For real, don't nobody give a fuck. That's my don't, cause don't nobody give a fuck. For real, you know. And like sometimes you just gotta tell these people that, show these people that, and and be encouraging. Shout out to that all at the same time, child. Somebody tell you, y'all so broke. Ain't none of y'all getting no money. I'm getting this money. I'ma say, gone, girl. With the exclamation point. And my poop star's gonna know what that means, okay? Yeah, so shout out to that. I'm telling y'all now. I've been started it already. Like a car that's been sitting up for a while, baby. I've been started that. But like now, I'm about to crank it up a little more. So shout out to that. Y'all get ready for it. Now, cause truth is like, we just living in a time, it just is what it is. And then plus everybody can use some extra encouragement. So shout out to that. Now anyway, mm, mm, I said I'm encouraging all this shit. ah, truth is. So shout out to that. Um, But yeah, as far as Jada Waiter goes, I was like, yeah, okay, I see you. I see you, Jada. You know what I'm saying? Probably trying to get that Kardashian connect, on the low. For real. On the low, low, low. Low, 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 low. Like Tyler said. That's a lot to unpack. But look at her, you know what I'm saying? I said, look at Miss Preston Girl, child. And speaking of Tyler, though, y'all know they were saying that she was messing with Travis Scott, too. Allegedly. I don't know how true that is, though. But they did say that. And I told y'all. So shout out to that. Y'all know, like, what? I be telling y'all. Okay? Period. So we definitely talked about that. And, I said, well, gone, Travis. Ooh, he just been living his best life since Kylie. And I was gonna say that Travis Scott is kind of like Travis Scott is kind of like one of the ones who got away, but now he not. Travis did not get away unscathed. He didn't. Remember that stuff that happened with him in his concert? Yeah. John, I'm still y'all don't know I just like me. Y'all ain't. Um. mm. Anyway, y'all, let's continue. So, for real. But I'm just saying, because they be saying, it ain't, they like to say, but what do y'all call it? What do y'all call it? Because don't nobody just get to leave. It's like they be like, leave. Okay. Watch this. Like it's crazy. Like they try to say for real. No, truth is. I'm just saying, Miss Pressure Girl. They try to say that, but like when you zoom in, when you really zoom in on the men. Yeah, but anyway, let's continue, y'all. So, academics. Child, these academics and recently addressed the outset stuff. They trying to say that I don't care. Um, I don't know. You know, I feel two ways about it. You know, on one hand, I'm like, good academics, you know. Because maybe, you know, maybe, just maybe, Brother Offset needed that word, you know. Um, but then on the other hand, it's like, oh Lord, like, dang. Like, did you have to make a story out of him? You know what I'm saying? So is it genuine? Or it's because he dealing with Selena? You know, and it's you and your feelings. Like, did that touch on your inside part? If your inside part is intact, then okay. You know, but like, I'm just saying, you know. But at the same time, you know, he does have a platform to run. So that's that too. You know, that's that too. But anyway, he he basically spoke on Offset and how he might be in a bad place mentally. You know, and you know, he was even real enough to say that you know, he think he might have a problem, an alleged a problem, you know, when it comes to you know, like what the people like to do at the casinos and stuff. Um, um, child, word on the curb. I guess he be at the slots. You know, he like to hit the slots a lot. You know, and DJ Academics said he kind of do too. You know what I'm saying? He said he has an issue too. He said, now I don't know if he was saying that he had necessarily definitely has a issue with you know, like betting, you know, stuff like that. But he said he got an issue with something, you know. So, you know, shout out to him for saying so. But like, yeah, he was even saying that he felt like he probably need to get some help. And he said other stuff too that could be coming into play, messing with his mental health. You know, he was just basically saying ever since he hasn't, ever since he been going through a divorce, you know, which honestly, it's sad. It is. It's really sad, you know. But at the same time, I remember Cardi B mentioning something about something. You know, like I definitely remember Cardi B saying he was addicted to something. She just didn't say what. But um, with that being said, you know, I send my thoughts to him, my prayers and my thoughts, you know, because y'all know that's my boy. And that type of thing is never easy, no matter what it is. You know, people definitely become addicted to different stuff, you know. So that's sad. You know, it's sad. And when he said other stuff, I was like, yeah, probably, you know, just other little stuff, you know. I would assume, you know, that he was probably alleging, like you know, when people be self medicating, um, shoot. And it's crazy too, because when I just said that, I be wondering if people be even knowing that they, you know, like are experiencing um symptoms, you know, like depression and stuff like that. I wonder, do you know people even realize that they're going through that, or you know, one first it takes you to even realize you're going through something. I think people don't even realize it. Most of the time, other people realize it more than you do. I mean, they realize it first. You know, I think people obviously know they don't feel well, you know, but like, do they know, you know, like what to name it and stuff like that? You know, it's just a thought. Because first you gotta, you know, even know what you're going through, to begin to try to fix things like that. But yeah, sad though, sad situation. And you know it's sad when it got to be called out publicly. Um, so you know, hopefully he got some good people. You know, or hopefully he still got some good people around him and in his corner, for real. Like I know just recently somebody had posted a picture of Offset in a, like he looked like he was in a casino. I just wonder where he be at. Where he be at? In Vegas? You know, I'm just saying, do he be in Vegas? Well, was he living in Vegas? How close is Atlanta to Vegas? Child, listen. Let me see. Child, cause y'all know I don't know. Oh. Truth is, okay. Let me see. But yeah, I do wish him well. Hold on. And you know, shout out to DJ Academic Soul for, you know, putting that message out there. It just is what it is. You know, I'll say this about it. Like, if he really cares about Offset, which I kind of feel like there is some type of you know, vibes, I would say, between the two. Um, you know, I'm sure he probably said something, you know, something behind the scenes too. And, you know, maybe he just addressed it how he addressed it on his platform, you know. I will say this. He really didn't go too hard. He didn't go hard, or he didn't go in on him or nothing like that. So, yes, y'all. Uh DJ Academics, you know, gave his opinion, and uh chimed in on the Offset stuff. Let me see. Um, what the hell is that? Quit playing with me. Let me see. Um. Oh Lord. See, child, you know I don't travel. Y'all know I don't travel because based off of this, Georgia is like somewhere that I didn't even think it was, child. For real. That's not funny. Um, so hold on. What was I saying? Nevada? Where's Nevada? Oh my God, Nevada. Child. So in that case, where was he at? Oh, let me find out. Maybe he be in the boot. Y'all think he be in the boot with it? Yeah. That's not funny. But I know what's the call it is way clear across town. Like across the world for that matter. I said the world. It is. This is our world. For real. Especially if you like me and you don't be overseas. This is our world right here. Shout out to that. Child, way over by California. Ugh. So I don't know. I just don't know. Like when what's the kind it was when with Selena, how was her last name? Powell was kicking it with Offset allegedly like where was it? For real. Like where was they at and where was they meeting up? Where was she getting taken through there at? I told y'all. I told y'all. I be on to something, right? Mm-hmm. So shout out to that. Man, listen. What did I tell y'all? I said, what? I said, man, that's weird to me. I was like, this fool is asleep around Selena. How was her last name? Paul. I said, that is crazy to me. The fuck? It didn't make no sense. I was like, is she paying people? I did. Remember I said that. That is crazy. That is crazy. That is crazy. I wish I could pull it up right now. I was like, is she paying people? You know, like I started talking about how I feel like it's no different than the streamers. You know, like I don't know how streaming works. Honestly and truthfully, I don't know how streaming works, but I have always thought that some streamers pay people to come on their stream. Some streamers, though, not all. For instance, I never thought that about Castanat, though. Not one time. I never thought Castanat has ever pulled out $1. But some of these other people, yeah, I always assume that they pay folks. You know what I'm saying? Um, period. It just is what it is. But, I will say this. I never thought about it, but like maybe they don't get paid, because it's promotion. It's promo for them. You know, like basically they use streamers just like the radio. Okay? Because believe it or not, Casanat, Casanat's voice, okay, has gotten bigger than a lot of people. Like hands down, radio stations included. If that makes sense. It's crazy too. Cause Kai like, for real, Kai don't even be talking about nothing. He don't. He don't. But child, whatever. Okay. Cause Casanat, that's a whole nother story for a whole nother day too. People been, making think pieces about Casanat. And y'all know normally I don't really like necessarily speak on conspiracies a lot, y'all. Like that's not my thing for real. Although I do think they're very interesting. I do. And I think sometimes, right, it'd be worth going down the rabbit hole. Does that make sense? Especially, this is the reason why though. Here's the kicker, catch it. The reason why is because myself, as well as people in my audience and my chat, people that listen to me, people that tune in, have goals of, going into entertainment, being linked into entertainment. You know what I'm saying? In one way, shape, form, or another. Yeah. Truth is. And then I'll take it a step further. A lot of people that I do this for, right? And I speak about this type of stuff for, they have kids. Hello. We got kids too. You know what I'm saying? So I just think that it's important to be knowledgeable. Period. Like extremely. Um knowledgeable about certain stuff, for real. My bad, y'all know I like to leave y'all sometimes, but no, seriously, I started thinking about something. Yeah, a little something, something. Like for instance, that contract was crazy. And y'all know I wrote it down and broke it down and stuff like that. And I threw that away. I should have never threw that away. I should have kept that. Yeah, for my own personal data. And yeah, so shout out to that. Because like that was a hell of a, you know. Mm, I mean, even if it wasn't real, it looked it. It looked it. And then I'll take it a step further. It just gave us a insight. It gave us more insight. And one thing I can say about that contract, and my poop stars know what contract I'm talking about. I'm talking about the alleged leaked contract of Finesse's. Um, Dang, what was I finna tell y'all about it? Oh, yeah, I paid attention to the numbers. I paid attention to the numbers, and it was a whole lot of um trying to remember. Dang. And of course I don't have it on here. It's all good. Let me see. I should though. Let me see real quick. Maybe I deleted it. Yeah, shout out to that. I got it. Um, when you pay attention to the numbers, it had a lot of see, because that's what it is for me. You know, that's what it is for me. It was a whole lot of um hold on, y'all. Yeah, it was a whole lot of 30 to 70 to me, you know. Not no 60, 40. I was paying attention. It was a lot of 30. Okay. You know, just FYI. You know what I'm saying? Just note it. You know, I just which I kind of just noted, jotted down, and stuck it in my brow child and went about my business. So there. Let me see. Like that was good. We needed to see that. We needed to know that. Hold on, y'all. Hold on. I said, hold up, because I'm still trying to recover this. Um, okay. All right. I got it. I said, all right. Anyway, y'all. Child, we just need to know. It is what it is. Like, we be needing to know. We be needing to be in the know. So, anyway. And then, speaking of addiction, shout out to Fivio Foreign too, who is you know, right now publicly speaking on, embarking on his brand new journey of sobriety. I mean sobriety journey. So shout out to that. And shout out to him. It's not easy. It's not always easy, y'all, but he can do it, so shout out to that. He was saying how, he been noticing just certain stuff. Basically, shoot. Like he said, he feel like he was wasting a lot of time being, on it, under the influence all the time. And I'm not really sure what made him wanna do it or get sober or whatnot. But whatever it was, shout out to him. And shout out to that. Fivio Foreign is on his old school Hollywood. Yes, ish right now. Yep, he on that old school Hollywood ish. I tell my boo stars all the time. Like at old school Hollywood, man, you might do what you do, but like you gonna go to rehab. Truth is, uh, cause you got to shake back. They didn't play that. You finna make this statement, and yeah, truth is. So, anyway, y'all know I don't have too much knowledge on the matter. But I will say this: if you have the desire to be sober, just never stop trying. You know, that's what I could say. I don't know who I'm talking to. I'm talking to somebody. I feel like just never stop trying. You know, no matter how many times you might mess up. You know, honestly, I believe that's what a victory is. And like I almost earlier, I almost touched on this when I was saying and I believe that that's how discipline works too. You know, same thing. Like if you want it bad enough, I feel like you'll keep, trying no matter what. Like for instance, me, I can't tell y'all how many times I quit. Um, I cannot tell y'all how many times I quit drinking soda. Like literally, I have done it so many times, But I'm just waiting on that time to like was really stick, I would say, Cause I know it's like no good for me. I know it's not no good for me, and I drink soda in an unhealthy manner too. So for real, I'm not trying to, like compare that to, other people's stuff. Absolutely not. But what I'm saying is, yeah, shoot. Um, I'm linking being disciplined to learning how to get sober and stay sober because I do think like it's the same uh process. Does that make sense? And so like and plus I feel like I struggle with soda. Shoot, it just is what it is. And so like for instance, um, like how some people say, for instance, let's say this. Let's say somebody stopped doing something, right? And then they be like, well, maybe I can just do it every now and then. No. See, I don't even feel like I can do that. I don't. I feel like once I have some soda, I'm going to end up drinking it again in some capacity. I don't feel like I can have a glass every now and then. Does that make sense? So for me, I don't want to quit drinking soda. I don't. But I want to be healthy. So soda just gotta go. You know, it's either me or the soda, right? So I have to choose myself. It is what it is. Shout out to that. Shout out to Miss Espresso Girl. I haven't had no soda in a minute. I tell y'all when my sobriety date is when I hit it. Yeah, but I know I already said it. So my pooper stars that know, they know. Those that know. But like, it ain't been that long and it ain't been that short. It's been long enough for me to be proud of myself, but like, no, nowhere near. But it doesn't matter. I said all that to say I've been through this before. you know. But I'm hoping that maybe this is the time that it sticks. It just is what it is. I think like every time that I was trying, I feel like every time that I do stop and I try and I put forth the effort, I'm getting stronger. Does that make sense? So yeah, I do. I think sobriety is the same way. I feel like no matter what, if you're sober for 30 days, celebrate and keep rocking. But the minute that you go back into that, I think you get back out of that by just saying, hey, I don't want that for myself no more. You know, it is what it is, by stopping again, you know, and giving it, starting all over again. I've been sober for a week, you know, I just feel like keep doing it, you know. No matter how many times you start, keep stopping, you know, until something just clicks, you know. Because I'm going to tell you like this, too. That's another thing. No matter how many days you are sober, you're learning and strengthening yourself to realize what it's like to be without whatever, you know, that thing is that you feel like you can't, you know. Um, yeah, truth is, you know, it's not easy, but we can do it, y'all. For real. It can be done. So shout out to that. And I definitely think that that's how it goes, you know? And I'll take it a step further. It's not just soda for me. Okay? It's not. For me, it's working out too. Eating healthier too. Like all of those things I struggle with. You know what I'm saying? And when I say I struggle with them because I'll start, but then I'll stop. You know? But I feel like each time you start, you getting stronger and closer to being without it. For real. You getting stronger and you getting closer to you know, being a better version of you. You know, the sober version of yourself, you know? So if you ask me, no matter how many times you fall off, you ain't got no choice but to get back up, you know, and try again. It just is what it is. Because I feel like eventually something's going to click. You know what I'm saying? That's something. You know, truth is. But whoever might be listening, you know, now or later, you know, if you struggling with anything, you have my prayers and my thoughts. Okay? They are with you today. So shout out to that. And shout out to you. But let me say this too. Another thing I wanted to say today. First of all, it's your girl Shay Renee. Yeah. Shout out to that. And I want to welcome everybody to my channel. Y'all make sure, okay? Make sure you scoot up in here and hit the like. Welcome. Okay? Welcome. For real. You welcome. I'm happy to have you. And when I say that, I don't be just talking. You know what I'm saying? I really try to create content for everybody. No, seriously. Truth is, I do. I really do. I try to make content for everybody, you know? And that statement sent my mind haywire. Yeah, truth is, it did. Because there's so many layers to that. But it's the truth. It is. You know, that's why I tell my audience, you know, just hang in there. You know, hang in there. You know, give me a chance. Give me a shot. Give me a real opportunity, you know, to prove that. Because honestly, I don't feel like I fit in a box. Okay, I do feel like my personality is bigger than they. Okay, and like, you know, um, yeah, I feel like I get really creative with this thing. At times. And sometimes I'm speaking to a younger crowd, sometimes I'm speaking to an older crowd, you know and sometimes I'm speaking to uh uh um a little bit of everybody. You know what I'm saying? Does that make sense? Like, it just is what it is. And that's why I said it's just like, so it's not like I purposely create content for everybody. I just feel like I do. Does that make sense? Like, it's just natural. It comes natural for me. Um, yeah, because like I said, I'm not in a box. I'm not, and I'm not gonna put myself in a box. Meaning I'm not a one trick pony. Does that make sense? Like some people, and this is no tea, this is no shade to anyone. I'm just simply pointing things out about myself and my platform and the way I choose to do my stuff. Like some people, right? Some, like, for instance, I have some sources. Shout out to my sources. But I have sources that I consider barbs, okay? They consider themselves barbs, right? And like, to me, their content solely focuses on Barb news, if that makes sense. Any and everything that's going on in Nikki's world, okay? I feel like they're them and their channels are engulfed in, okay, so to speak. And like I said, no tea, no shade. Shout out to them. You know what I'm saying? I like them. I like a lot of their channels. Like I said, and I get a lot of my information from them. Okay, the Barbs. So shout out to them and that. But I, on the other hand, right? I want to talk about what they talk about and then some. Does that make sense? Yeah, I hope so. I don't know who I'm talking to today. But happy Thursday. It's January the 22nd, okay? Shout out to that. Y'all make sure y'all scoot up, hit the like button, click subscribe. Because I promise you, you're going to have a funky good time here. And I mean that. You know what I'm saying? I really do. I mean that. So, like, whatever I'm talking about today might not be your cup of tea. Okay, cool. But I guarantee you, eventually, you know what I'm saying? You're going to come up on something that you like, and something that is intriguing, that you find intriguing, you know, or on your interest uh list, so to speak, or whatnot. But like, yeah, I'm telling y'all, it's a vibe. So shout out to that. You know what I'm saying? It's a vibe. My channel is a vibe. And I'm not just saying it. I'm really trying not to be biased, but it is what it is. So shout out to that. But I definitely try to, like I said, I just I like speaking on, what I want to speak on. So shout out to that. And touching on stuff, that comes natural, just like all of us, you know. Well, I would say most of us, It is what it is. So shout out to that. Like I'm definitely not finna sit in no box. I'm not. And I'm not going to count myself out either. So yeah, shout out to that. Playtime over this the big leagues. I told myself that when I got over here on YouTube. When I first got to YouTube, I was extremely intimidated. I was. I said, Lord, this what a big dog stomp at. Woo, 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 woo. Child, like Smokey said. Yeah. But, child, I said, the way I like to be in these internet streets, I'm going to be just fine. Yeah. So, shout out to that. Child, I'm definitely up for the challenge. So, it is what it is, Pooper Stars. It's your girl, Shay Renee. I'm in this thing. Oh, yeah, truth is, I'm in the building. And it ain't nothing my haters can do about it. Yeah, like Kirk Franklin said, it ain't nothing your haters can do with you. Okay? Mine's and yours included. Okay? They is not bigger than my God. And yeah, so shout out to that. And shout out to God too, who is my bestie, you know. My father, and savior, first and foremost. But yeah, shoot, my bestie too, you know. I don't remember exactly when, but I don't remember the year, child. I should remember the year. But I tell this story all the time, and I definitely feel like it's worth telling. It's really kind of one of my favorites. For real. One of the most meaningful stories that I have ever, been blessed to tell. So maybe that's why, I won't quit telling it. But, at some point in my life, I went on a spiritual journey, and for a long time, it was just God and I. That's it. That's it. And it was a time. It was a time, y'all. But anyway, long story short, that's when we became, best friends. That's when I saw something different, in him, right? For real, true story now. To where I was able to look at him as a friend, you know? So imagine that. I was like, wow, all the while, you my bestie too? Like, I'm like, wow, like, you gonna be my bestie. You know what I'm saying? You making me feel like this, you know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, you definitely gonna be my best friend. So, child, shout out to that. What a time. Oh, what a time. And like I said, I don't remember exactly how long ago that was, but I'm sure I could find out, if I just researched it a little bit, and went through some of my things, they can my paperwork and stuff like that can direct me exactly through that to that time, child. Yes, but if I had to guess, okay, if I had to guess, it was probably You know what? Now that I think about it, it was definitely around COVID time. I think. So shout out to that. It was definitely around that time. So I like between 2020, 2022, for sure. Mm-hmm. And it lasted a while too. And I'm still on a spiritual journey, truth is. But, it's just different now. Does that make sense? Like then, oh, listen, that's a whole nother story for a whole nother day. For real. That like I really feel like I don't even have I know I don't have the time to get into. But then too, I like it just takes time, you know what I'm saying, to even wrap my thoughts around all of that, honestly. But it's just been different now. Does that make sense? When you are like, mm, it's just it's really hard to explain. But I will say this. When I was in that time, nothing could get to me. Nothing really could penetrate me for real. It's like when I was in that time, like I told y'all, it was just myself and God. God and I. That's it. Everything else was noise, okay, that he didn't allow to get to me. For real, y'all. For real. True story now. That's the truth. And so, like, you know, like, nothing really would have mattered, you know what I'm saying? At all. Like, I just couldn't hear anything but him during that time. Truth is true story. So like that's why I say it's totally different now. You know what I'm saying? And not totally different, but it's different now. You know? Um, I feel like I'm, physically present. You know what I'm saying? Again. Because my spirit was somewhere else during that time. And on such a high. I mean, such a high, y'all. It's crazy. So it is what it is. I learned a lot, saw a lot, did a lot during that time. Like that's when I really did my work. God allowed me to do my work. And like here I am now. You know what I'm saying? What? Yes. Like now go show them. Now go show them. You know what I'm saying? Like now, I got you the way I want you. You didn't say you didn't. I didn't quiet you down. I didn't set you down. Quiet your thoughts. You know, um, now that I'm all the way turned up, yeah, on your inside part, go show them. You know what I'm saying? Go show them, Miss Pressing Curl. Child. So I've been showing out ever since. Yeah, truth is, like, like I started doing this simultaneously. Like right out, this is a child. That's a whole nother story for a whole nother day, Pooper Stars. Yeah. Child. But what a time. Like, what a time. This is a time too, though. This is really, 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 really a good time. You know what I'm saying? For me. And yeah, so shout out to that. It hasn't always been. Oh. Yeah, Miss Presser Girl been through some things, child. You know, truth is. But God said, anyway, let's continue. You know? Mm-hmm. So shout out to that. But anyway, y'all. So let me tell y'all what's going on. Yeah, let me tell y'all what's going on. So when I get back, I have to take a quick break. Just a quick break. Not nothing too long, not nothing too crazy. But I know, life, definitely lives. It is what it is. And people be having things to do. So shout out to that. But it's your girl Shay Renee, and I want to welcome everybody to my platform. Don't forget to hit the like, and subscribe if you haven't already. When I get back, I'm going to discuss two more topics, and then I'll be done for the day. For now. Okay, so shout out to let me just say that for now. So give me 1 second. Give me 1 second. I'm gonna put everybody on a brief hold. I'll be right back. Hold on. Hey, hey, hey. I'm back. Hey, everybody. It's your girl, Shay Renee, and I want to welcome everybody back to a new episode, okay? Episode 12. Doctor it up. Ain't that what it's called, child? Folks just be doctoring it up. Truth is, a lot of people, even the ones that look like they got it all together, okay? That's what I'm starting to realize. Even the people that look like they got it all together, they still trying to get it together. Truth is, okay? So shout out to that. It's all right. Sometimes you got to fake it till you make it. Yeah. So shout out to that. Now listen. Child. Now, so okay. First of all, it's a man named Anton Daniels. Antoine. It's Anton. I think it's Anton. That's how it's spelled. But child, where I'm from, that is Antoine. That ain't nobody but Swan from the hood. Yeah, that's Swan. Yeah. You know, they just spell it out different ways or whatnot, whatnot. But you know, who knows? Maybe it's Anton. You know, maybe it's Anton for real where he from. Okay. So shout out to that. Seeing how he said he was from Detroit, I think I caught that. Child, don't quote me. Okay. But anyway, Booba Sauce. So it's a man named Anton Daniels. Okay. And I don't know much about Anton. Truth is. Let me tell y'all what I know about Anton. I know that every now and then his shorts come up on my feed, okay, on YouTube. That's what I know about Anton. Truth is. That's it. That's the capacity. That's all. Speaking of which, you know what I don't like? I don't like when y'all put people on my feed and then y'all take them away. Why y'all taking them away? Especially if I'm engaging with the content. Okay. It is what it is, whatnot, whatnot. I'm trying to figure that out because it happens so often. If I be thinking that the people are paying for promo or something like that. I be thinking that, it's like a promotion thing. And so they be trying to get me to subscribe or follow the people or whatnot, whatnot. But I don't even think that's true because sometimes I do subscribe and sometimes I do follow them and then they stuff still don't just come up no more. So it's weird. Okay, it's weird. But y'all knock it out. Period. Because y'all know it's 2026 and we talking to these phones now because we know they listening. So truth is, talk to it now. Period. Talk to me now, like Gorilla said. But anyway, so the Anton Daniels man, I just see him on YouTube. I like his content, okay, because I be noticing that with his content, it reminds me of what I do a little bit. As far as like he'll listen to somebody in a video, and it's usually always really good. By the way, he'll listen to somebody say something, and then he'll give his opinion. He piggybacks off of it. You know what I'm saying? And that reminds me of me. News and opinion. It link. So shout out to that. But that's all I know about him. I don't know nothing else. Now, Corey, on the other hand, we've been knowing Corey. Corey is just Corey Holcomb. I don't really know how to say his last name. Holcomb. Is that how you say it? Holcomb. Where the heck is he from? What happened to Jackson and Davis? I'm just saying, shit. Holcomb. Where Corey come from with that? In the middle? The span. Let me see. Corey. Look at this. Somebody come look at this. All I did is type in Corey and it typed the Holcomb. Yeah, him, y'all. Uh, where is he from? Not how much does it cost to book him? That's what I be asking. Well, shout out to that. Let me see. Let me find out. That's what the internet think I'm old or want me to be old. Oh, hmm. Corey is from Chicago. Okay, well that's not surprising. So in Chicago, apparently they got Jaherbos. Yeah, shout out to that. Shout out to her. I just said shout out to that and shout out to her. Um, it is what it is. But hold on. I'm just now thinking about that. Is Jaherbo named Hilbert? Cause we got Herberts, but we ain't got no Jaherbos, and we ain't got no Holcombs either that I know of. But apparently in Chicago they got Jaherbos and they got Holcombs. Okay, let me see. He from Chicago, baby. They said though. So anyway, shout out to that. Shout out to Corey. Now that don't surprise me though. Yeah. No, that don't surprise me at all. Corey acts like he could be from Chicago. Yeah. So shout out to that. Now, anyway, uh, y'all know Corey and Anton recently got into it, child. Oh, I wish I could pull the clip for y'all. I wish I could pull the clip for y'all. But if y'all haven't seen it, type in these MNF names that I'm telling y'all about. Yeah, shout out to that. Y'all see I'm trying to quick hers. Coming around the mountain. Okay, I'm still here. Y'all know I just like to leave y'all hanging. But now for real, yes, his name is Herbert. Oh my goodness, his name is Herbert Randall Wright the third. Of course he the third. Of course he the third. Shout out to that. Um, I had a my great grandfather name was Herbert. Yeah, true story. So anyway, he got in there. He got in there with your Herbo job. But anyway, we definitely got some Herberts. But we ain't got no Holcombs where I'm from. But anyway, baby, that Corey. Corey is something else. He's something. And so, yeah. Y'all know we've been knowing Corey for a while. And when I say knowing Corey, it's just like of him, about him. Corey is into entertainment. He is a comedian, and he is loud. Yeah. He is, like if I had to like what's the word I'm looking for? If I had to describe Corey's comedic style, child, it's immediately like what? I find him funny. I do, you know, but at the same time, um, I can also, you know, I consider myself the type of person that can laugh at dark humor. I don't now listen. I'm not sure if that's the correct terminology for real, but I mean, like, I can find myself laughing at stuff that people might not find as funny. You know, truth is, no, truth is, uh. Oh, child, why a joke popped up in my head? Oh my God, a joke popped up in my head right when I said that. But like, no, seriously. You know, I can find things funny that some people don't find funny, and it is what it is. So, in other words, Corey is somebody that I do find to be funny. Okay, it just is what it is. And I'll take it a step further. He been out here for a while. So shout out to that. You know, shout out to him. He been out here doing his ish. As far as comedy for a minute. And like I said, to me, Corey is funny. Corey is definitely funny. You know, like if I had to book a comedian for something, I would book Corey. Mm-hmm, for sure. Like I said, everybody don't get Corey's his style, you know, um of telling jokes and stuff like that. But like it come on now, that's everybody. You know, that's everybody. For instance, you know, people was just saying that T.I. isn't funny. T.I. was just doing comedy. A lot of people do not know that T.I. is getting into comedy right now. A lot of people don't know that. But he is. um he is. Child, tell me why when I said that I automatically started thinking about something. And I bet y'all want to know what I was thinking about, right? Child, let me tell y'all right quick. For real, scoot up in here. I tell y'all that all the time. You're gonna have a time here. It's a time. Period. It's a time. Why I started thinking, T.I., you know what? Hold on. But I gotta keep telling y'all my story before I get off track with that. So I made myself a note, period. I'm gonna tell y'all that in a minute. But let me just tell y'all, for those who don't know, because a lot of people don't know, you know, and that's what's fun about this job, so to speak, you know, or about this, you know, being in entertainment news and stuff like that, and delivering news and stuff like that. That's what's fun about it. It is, truth is, it's fun to tell people stuff that they didn't know. For real. Because, you know, a lot of people be knowing, but so many people don't. And like I said, it's just, you know, it's something that I like about it. Truth is, but like a lot of people don't know that T.I. has stopped rapping for a little bit and started like doing comedy. Like for real. Like every time I see a clip of him doing comedy, first of all, y'all know I'm here, there, everywhere. I keep telling them that. Like that is my slogan. I made that. Period. I ain't never heard that nowhere else. Child, why somebody else coin it? It is what it is. Get your money. F you at the same time. Yeah, truth is. Cause like when it's time for me to do stuff like that, it's gonna be time for me to do stuff like that. Trust me. You know what I'm saying? And I ain't gonna be missed. No, so shout out to that. But no, the truth is, cause at the end of the day, like it's you know, like nothing beats the original though. Nothing. And when I say nothing, I mean nothing. So it is what it is. Have fun, you know. Especially, I tell people all the time, to me, sometimes, like me, I have taken things from other people, but I put my own spin on it. And I like when people do that. You know what I'm saying? If you're going to do it, put your own spin on it. You know what I'm saying? Like how Chris took Ista for me and put his own spin on it. He be saying, it's T for me. Speaking of Chris, where's Chris? Has he given up on TikTok? Is he working? He don't talk about Queen no more? Anyway, I have not seen Chris. But anyway, yes, T.I. is doing comedy, y'all. I cannot believe how many people still don't know that. But that's kind of old now. Okay. Yeah, truth is he's been doing it for a while now. And the sad part is a lot of people don't think T.I. is funny. It just is what it is. A lot of people don't think T.I. is funny. Okay. So I've been hearing. Now, me myself, I would love to hear what Tip got to say myself. Okay, like I want to, be the judge of that myself. Does that make sense? Like I want to judge that myself. I want to go out for what I think and not what everybody else thinks. Like let me be the judge of that type stuff. But I'm just saying, based off of what I've been hearing, a lot of people don't find him to be funny. Okay. But with that being said, they say that about a lot of comedians. Notice I didn't say all though. I did not say all. Cause I would be lying if I said they said that about all comedians. No. No. You don't hear that about every single comedian. No. I ain't never heard that about a lot of the old school ones, It's more so these new ones that get questioned like that. Truth is. I will say this. I think being funny is subjective. Honestly, I do. I feel like what some people can just fall out laughing and farting to, I just don't find funny, and vice versa. And I'll take it a step further too. I also think that some people can be funny, because I've been told that I'm funny at times, and like, honestly, I crack myself up at times. Truth is, like when like I'm really just like something just pops up in my mind. I literally something could pop up in my mind and like it's just my own thought and I will laugh my off. You know what I'm saying? And usually stuff like that makes it to y'all. Yeah, truth is, not all of it, but some of it. You know what I'm saying? But I feel like how can I explain it? Listen, I feel like sometimes I'm funny. Does that make sense? So it's not all the time and it's not an everyday thing. And like I know I can't like make people laugh at the drop of a dime. No. You know what I'm saying? But this still doesn't mean that I'm not funny. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes. Can or it can be funny. You know what I'm saying? And yeah, no, truth is. Some people just are naturally funny though. To me, those are the ones that they feel like, well, when people say, oh Lord, they funny and just without even trying, you know? Like for instance, a lot of people think Boosie is funny. Boosie ain't that funny to me. It's very seldom does Boosie make me laugh. He is not that funny to me. you know? But you have a lot of people who beg to differ, you know? So I just feel like that type of thing should never stop somebody from doing their thing, honestly, because I do think that they say that about a lot of people. You know, like they're just not funny to me. People say that all the time. It doesn't matter. Like if you jump in the comments of somebody that is known to tell jokes, child, something just pop up in my head and I'm dang sure finna share it with y'all. You gonna always find somebody that says they're not funny to me. He not funny to me. She not that funny to me. You know? So it happens. I want to be the judge of if Ti is funny or not. You know, truth is, but I think Corey is funny. You know, I think Corey is funny as hell. Okay, long story short, truth is, because I know I kind of got sidetracked a little bit, but it's all good, you know, because this is my show. Yeah. Shout out to that. Okay, this is our show. And yeah, we just running it. You know what I'm saying? How we want to. So shout out to that. Like Finesse. Finesse ain't that funny to me. He's funny at times. But for the most part, he's not that funny. You screaming at the camera saying any old thing with your eyes cocked like a it's not funny to me. You know, I'm like Stephon Diggs. Bitch, you high? Yeah. Bitch, you high? You know, because that's what it gives to me. It gives high, like hello. Shit. You know what I'm saying? Catch it. You know, it doesn't give funny. A child, but anyway. Folks been on T.I. head though. They say he ain't funny. I want to be the judge of that, like I said though. But anyway, Corey is funny to me. And his ass got even more funnier with this man, Anton. Like, it was crazy. Anton and Corey. If y'all haven't saw this clip, y'all got to see this clip. It was so funny and so entertaining. Now, this was funny without nobody even trying. Yeah. Oh. Truth is. Now, that was funny. It was, child. It was funny. Because Anton called Corey out and told Corey he be right? Rhymes with tucking, okay? He telling me, okay? He it's a word before it, then rhymes with tucking, okay? Use your imagination. And so, Corey said, what? He said, take the what and leave the what? Corey got mad, child. Corey got mad. He said, what? Girl, ooh. Had me dry heaving, child. It was so funny. It was a woman in the middle of them. Before we knew it, I said, hold on. In Kevin Samuel's voice, you motherfuckers ain't ready for this. Child, before we knew it, he moved the lady, the co-host. Evidently, she was Corey's co-host. Had to have been. Because she's sitting up there with a mic. Corey's sitting up there with a mic. And the Anton Daniels man is on the other side. Child, before I knew it, Corey done moved the lady out the way. He said, what? Don't call me that no more. He kept telling him, don't Call me that no more. Child, it was fun. One of the funniest things I done saw in a really long time. Yeah, it was. It was a child. Y'all know I cried to ya, but before I lied to ya, yeah, it was funny. It had me in my giggles. I laughed so ugly. I did because Anton, he held his ground. You know what I'm saying? He held his ground. He tried holding his ground up until the point where Corey kept pushing him to tell him to say that shit again, and he wouldn't. He wouldn't. Now I will say this to Anton's defense, because here I go. Y'all know I'm always trying to defend somebody, but not this time, Mr. Present Girl. I ain't got it in me. Cause like I didn't thought about it for a while. I ain't got it in me. Like I ain't been able to find it. I said I just ain't been able to find it. But somebody in the comments was basically like, he already said it. He ain't gotta say it again. He said they were saying all he had to say was that. But like, I don't know, I mean, he started double dog daring you, you know? Yeah, truth is. And like, child, it just wasn't a look good. It wasn't a good look. Mm-mm. Yeah, truth is, like, I don't know how it ended, but I saw how it beginning. I saw the beginning, okay? And like, yeah, but he was trying to make a point. He wasn't saying that he literally do it, but he was saying like, I don't, it's kind of like, how people be saying different sayings. You know how people be saying you be brown nosing, you know? Brown nosing, for people who don't know what that means, that's like, I think, don't get me wrong, child, do not get me the line, but I think it's like kissing butt. You know what I'm saying? Like, and most people know somebody that always kissing butt. It's always somebody on the job that's gonna kiss the butt. You know what I'm saying? Kiss some butt. You know, it's all like that. Yeah, an ass kisser, or an ass kicker. I'm just saying how people get different titles and stuff like that. It don't mean it don't literally they mean different stuff, but it's just a saying. That's how he was doing Corey, and Corey got mad. He said, like, don't play with me like that. Don't ever play with me like that. Like, he was serious and he was mad, and it was alive, seemingly, like no edits. And it was crazy too, because Anton, like I said, he tried holding his ground. Like, it was certain stuff. Like he was saying, we can go out back. We can go out back right now. We can go do it. We can let's get to it. Of course, like, man, that's irrelevant, because we got to go out back to get out of here. So that's nothing. But say that shit again. I bet you won't say that shit again. Oh, baby, that shit was good TV. And it was funny at the same damn time. That's crazy. Yeah. He told a joke while not joking. Yeah, he made us laugh without joking. Child, it was funny. Truth is, and like, yeah, I just, I don't know what. Let me just say this. Y'all be careful. Y'all be careful, okay? That's why, let me just say this. I got to say this. I don't know much about this situation. Just like I said, I don't know much about Anton. I don't. And I'll take it a step further. I don't really know much about Corey right now. I don't know what Corey has going on. Outside of telling jokes, I don't know much. I know that I have seen him like in some type of podcast, type of setting, or whatnot. But I don't know much about either of them. But I will say this though. You know how people be getting on people like Drake and all of them because they claim that like they like to, in other words, when people like to sit down with certain platforms, they get criticized for it. But now I don't blame them. You know? And even Drake included for this reason. Okay? Like something went wrong. Yeah, something went wrong. Okay? To where these two shouldn't have never been filming together in the first place, if you ask me, okay? Like, just the grown woman in me screams like, what? Something happened. Somebody dropped the ball, okay? Because he shouldn't have never even been in the position to put himself in the position to embarrass himself like that, okay, publicly. Period. It just is what it is. And that's why they may invite, but that does not mean you always have to go. Okay? An invitation does not automatically mean you go. Okay? It just is what it is. Let this be a teachable moment. Okay? Truth is. I'm just saying. It might have made, like, for that platform, it won. It was a winning moment for whoever podcast that is. But in order for somebody to win, somebody got to do what? Okay. Yeah. So anyway, child, shout out to that. And so last but not leastly, the last thing that I wanted to talk to y'all about. And shout out to everybody who I was just talking about, because like, yeah, y'all know I just told y'all, I don't know much about much. I'm just giving my opinion on what I saw. Period. The small little clip that I saw, okay, is what I'm giving my opinion on. Nothing else. Okay? So, yeah. Anyway, let's continue. So, last but not least, y'all know what? I want to talk to y'all about a craving. Shout out to that. I'm going to end this show like that. Y'all listen. Let me say this. So, everybody, I'm not sure, okay, who does or who does not follow Prima Donna, but Prima Donna, child, she been making this god dang on chicken, child, and I said I'm making that. Yeah, truth is, Oh yeah, Miss Presser Girl. First of all, so y'all know the spicy bowls, right? Y'all make sure y'all scoot up in here. Scoot up. Make sure I hit the like button, okay? Um, yes. So what more can I say? I'm chilling. I'm getting ready to chill, y'all. Yeah, let me just catch my breath, period, like Ray J said. But anyway, so, ooh, Prima Jonna and this chicken. I said, gone, girl. Oh. It look good. As a matter of fact, I think I'm gonna make me some this weekend. Yeah, truth is, because I've been thinking about it. And I think I'm finna just go on and get that off my mind. Yeah. Period. I think I'm gonna get that one off. And so, child, yes. Let me tell y'all what it is. It looks so good. Now, some of the stuff I'm not gonna have, I'm not gonna lie. Some of the stuff I'm not gonna have, I don't want. Now y'all know what a spicy bowl is? I made that before. It's pretty good. It's pretty good. It's okay. I don't know. Honestly, I need to get one from where they like, like they are. I think they hot in Florida, and I'm sure probably in Louisiana. It's probably a Louisiana type of thing too, if I had to guess. But yeah, it's just like, so this is how you make it if you gonna make it. This is how I made mine. I don't even remember every single thing, but I know you take some pickles. Do you say pickles? No. No. Yes. If you want to, you can. You could take some pickles. I can't even remember, but I know you could take pickles, you could take banana peppers, and you could take jalapenos. Okay? All three of those. And they juice. And put it in a bowl. Okay? And then next, what you gonna do is cut up different stuff like y'all know, like they got that pickled stuff, basically. Like her, she put pickled eggs. I don't want a pickled egg. I'm gonna opt out for that. But if I could find me, okay, because like they be kind of hard to find where I live at. But if I could find, I'm sure I probably should be able to find one at Walmart. When I get my hands on me a pickled sausage, though, I can go for that. So you get your pickled items. Whatever pickled you gonna put in there, okay? Remind you, I already got your banana peppers. You got some jalapenos, and you might have pickles, okay? Um, or you might not. I can't remember. Child, pickles might not be included. I can't remember, but I might put some in mine. Yeah, this is what it is. Cause like you want the juice, okay? That's what you want for real. All that other stuff is really don't matter like that. But anyway, and I'm definitely gonna put some beef jerky in mine. So I like beef jerky. So I'm gonna put some beef jerky in mine. My little pickle sausage. I'm gonna skip out on the eggs. And then after that, y'all know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna dump it all on some freshly hot, good fried chicken. Ooh, baby. And I'm gonna put a little bit of hot sauce on it, and I'm gonna see what it do. Cause yeah, that's what's going viral right now. On Instagram, y'all. They basically putting a spicy bowl on top of chicken. Okay. So basically, all you gotta do is get you a spicy bowl together. Okay, using all the ingredients I just said. If you don't know how to, If you don't know how to put your own together, um, do that. Sit it to the side. Then fry you up some good chicken, baby. Some good fried chicken wings, or flats, or drumlets, whichever one floats your boat. Ooh, put them in a bowl and then dump that spicy bowl stuff on top with a little bit of hot sauce. Oh, I'm doing that this weekend. Especially if it get real cold outside. Yeah. So shout out to that. And shout out to Prima Donna. I said, gone, girl. Ooh, that looks good, baby. That looks good, 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 good. And guess what? I'm not in Georgia, so it is what it is. I got to do my own thing. So shout out to that. I can't be just sitting around wanting it, child. Because when I say it, yeah, she made me want it. It look good. It looks good as heck. Yeah. So anyway, Pooper Stars though, it's your girl Shay Renee, and I want to welcome. I want to thank. I mean, not welcome. I want to. Yeah, if you just now getting here, welcome. Yeah, shout out to that. You didn't miss the show, but guess what? It ain't too late. Rewind, okay? Hit the rewind so you can get you a little something. Yeah, out of this. I guarantee you it's some news you can use. I didn't say it out of this whole live. Yeah. So shout out to that. Anyway, y'all. I came, I saw, I conquered. I did that. Can't take that back. This is episode 12, okay? And happy Thursday. I had a funky good time with y'all. I always do. Y'all heard that? That felt good. You know what that means? That literally means like it's me time, you know? That was a sigh, baby. I'm about to get some me time in. So shout out to that. Let me do my thing, Pooper Stars. Y'all continue to do y'all's. I'm wishing y'all well. Yes, today. And I wish y'all all the best. Period. So shout out to that. I'll see y'all in my next video. Bye, y'all. I'm out.